Now that we have discussed the outside factors in the source of discouragement and how they can change, now we can finally talk about how to respond to that as individuals in a positive way. And that can be done in 3 steps. Number 1, acknowledging your emotions. Number 2, talking to someone you respect about their experiences with discouragement. And number 3, using that previous negative energy and turning it into something that can allow you to be productive. Discouragement comes from a lot of outside factors, but where they need to change, there can also be a change that can be made within us. Let's take a look at these behavioral techniques that will allow us to do so. Number 1, acknowledging that you feel discouraged is the first step in overcoming it. Being able to step back and address your feelings will nearly guarantee a clear path to feeling better. Like a lot of other issues, as soon as the problem is identified, you can then solve it. But it first has to be identified. That's a very important step. And you cannot do this when you push away your feelings. You should never push away your feelings, especially feelings of discouragement, because when you do so, it completely eliminates your ability to solve the conflict inside of you and to be able to come out a better person. Verywellmind.com says, an alternative to pushing away or stifling your emotions is learning to accept your emotional experiences. And the second step, after you have identified the problem, is equally important. And that is going to someone you respect and asking them about your experiences, about their experiences. And no matter who you ask, whether you have a wide range of people you respect or whether you have a short range of people you respect, what you'll come to figure out is that everyone experiences discouragement in their lives. You are not alone. Everyone experiences it. And hearing this and taking their experience and applying it to yourself or relating to it will, without a doubt, make you feel better about the situation. Now, once you've heard what they've had to say, you don't have to necessarily copy how they handled it, right? Everybody will handle their problems in however way that they see fit, but it will give you the emotional support and the emotional bearing to overcome your issue. And DannyAnderson.net says, a positive friend is someone who will listen to what has gotten you down and be able to encourage you through it. Sometimes the encouragement comes from their presence alone, or sometimes it comes from something they say. Solomon wrote in Proverbs 12:25, worry weighs a person down, an encouraging word cheers a person up. One of the quickest ways to overcome discouragement is to reach out to someone who can lift us through it. Which brings me to my third and final point. Once you have been lifted through it, you will be able to see a very clear outcome of being discouraged, which is a positive thing. It's that you can use it as a tool to better yourself. If the steps mentioned previously have been followed, then it would be very easy to decide if there needs to be a change within yourself or not. And if you do deem a change necessary, you will then have the person you respect's experience to help encourage you through that. And if you don't see a change necessary, then you have at least come out of the situation level-headed and feeling better. And when there is a change that needs to be made, who else would be better to help you than God himself? ButterflyLiving.org says, we can learn how to overcome discouragement with the help of God. This hope is strong and trustworthy, is a strong and trustworthy anchor for our souls. It leads us through the curtain into God's inner sanctuary. Hebrews 6:19. There are many sources of discouragement that come from around campus, but when following these steps, acknowledging the problem, acknowledging that you feel discouraged, talking to someone you respect about it, and using that energy to overcome the situation, you will be able to overcome discouragement as a whole. Trust in yourself and trust in God. Thank you. This is the note cards that I use to help me through my speech. And this is my puppy dog.